What is up everyone, it is Sacred Saiyan here, welcoming you back to another video. Since so many people asked for it, so many, today we're going to be doing a bonus episode of What If Goku is Born with God Ki. If you end up liking today's video, then please consider subscribing. It is free and you can always unsubscribe later. Also, if you want to join my Discord server, then there's a link to that in the description of the video. You can talk to me and my community, grind for rolls, hang out, and if you put your art in the art text channel, and 10 people react with a star, it'll get featured at the end of a video. Also, if you want to support me and the channel, then you can become a channel member. There's a link in the description of the video to become one. There are multiple tiers, and each of them give you more and more perks. If you guys enjoy this part of the series, then get this video to 500 likes, and with all of that out of the way, let's get into the bonus episode of What If Goku was Born with God Ki. So since the last part was so long ago, I'm going to give you guys a quick recap on what happened on the last part. The bio-android known as Cell was unleashed into the world, and he was the biggest threat this timeline has ever seen. The Goku from this timeline never really had a challenge, other than the god of destruction of his universe, but Cell, he was a whole other can of worms. He did not only contest Goku's power, but he surpassed it. Even surpassing Lord Beerus as well, and even with Goku and Beerus fighting alongside each other, they simply couldn't compete with Cell. This was when Goku unlocked a new power, and he was able to fight Cell to a stalemate, eventually sacrificing his life to end Cell once and for all. Now we are all caught up, we're going to see what Gohan has been doing after his father's death. He made a promise to himself that he would one day surpass his father and bring him back to life, and he is trying his best to stick to that promise every day. He has trained on Beerus World under Whis, and in the Time Chamber for multiple years, mainly with Vegeta, since Nappa doesn't want to train in the Time Chamber as he is getting quite old, and doesn't want to waste his remaining years. So Gohan is now a bit older than he was in the Buu Saga, and we are now going to head into this timeline's Tournament of Power arc. Zeno still deciding to commence the Tournament of Power even without Goku's intervention, since Zeno is even more bored than in canon because of there being no future Zeno. So now, Universe 7 needs to make a team. Gohan, Vegeta and Nappa are obviously going to be on the team, but now they need some more members. Since the group doesn't really know any of the Z fighters in this timeline, we're going to instead have a completely different team. Gohan, with the help of Whis and the Supreme Kai, would search the universe for strong warriors. Doing this allows them to recruit the likes of Broly, who is allowed to join the team by Paragus after being promised him and Broly would be taken off of Vampa. After recruiting Broly, Gohan remembers his father spent some time on Yardrat, so they decide to go and look for some strong warriors there. And there may not be any Yardratians with a strong battle power, but Pai Bara has the techniques to make up for it, so he is also recruited to the team. Up next, Gohan heads to Namek along with Pai Bara. Universe 7 takes the same route as Universe 6, and getting all the Namekians to fuse into two warriors. Pai Bara even saying he can separate the Namekian fusions after the fact, so this calms any of the Namekians' nerves. So we now have 7 members, meaning we need 3 more. 2 of these members end up being Frieza and King Cold, who are brought back for a day, and the other one ends up being Jocko from the Galactic Patrol. So now we have our team, we head to the tournament itself. Nappa sticking with Broly, while Vegeta goes off on his own, and Gohan replaces Goku up until his battle against Jiren. Gohan here in Super Saiyan Blue is significantly stronger than his father's canon counterpart in Blue Kaioken times 20, although that doesn't even matter because of how strong Jiren is. Gohan and Jiren are clashing fists. Gohan can tell Jiren is still holding back, and Gohan curses his own weakness. His father wouldn't be having trouble with Jiren, so neither should he. Gohan jumps back, then quickly shooting a Kamehameha at Jiren, but Jiren with his glare alone is holding the beam off. However, as Gohan puts more and more power into his blast, Jiren is forced to use his hands to fend off the attack. Jiren exerting more power than he thought he would need to, but he pushes Gohan's Kamehameha back at him. Gohan screaming as he is seemingly killed. Jiren then looks to the Grand Priest. The Grand Priest not saying a word to the shock of Jiren. The arena then begins to shake. Jiren turning around as he sees Gohan standing there in Ultra Instinct Omen. Gohan and Jiren then have an intense battle, the battle being very reminiscent of Goku's third stage of Ultra Instinct Omen vs Jiren, the only difference being that Gohan is actually stronger than that Goku, even though he's only in his first stage of Ultra Instinct Omen. However, Ultra Instinct Omen does run out, and Jiren very nearly knocks Gohan out of the ring, however Nappa catches him at the last moment, and then giving him some energy as he goes off. Vegeta is facing off against Toppo, Vegeta easily overpowering the Pride Trooper. Vegeta eventually getting bored, since Toppo never even goes into his God of Destruction mode, so Vegeta knocks Toppo out, and we now head to Nappa facing off against Kale and Caulifla, mentoring them while Gohan regains his energy. Nappa eventually decides to end the battle, and he uses his Giant Storm attack, finishing them off without even giving them the chance to fuse. We now head to Broly, Frieza, King Cold, Vegeta and Gohan all facing Jiren. Nappa then jumping in to help. Jiren is facing so many people at once, and he decides to pick them off one by one. First knocking Broly out of the ring, then Frieza and King Cold, and then doing the same with Vegeta. Gohan is knocked to the ground, and Nappa is the only one left fighting Jiren, and he is using all of his power to combat the Pride Trooper. Jiren is beating Nappa to a bloody pulp, knocking him out of Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4. Jiren is then about to knock Nappa out of the ring, but then Gohan appears between them, catching Jiren's punch, and he then elbows Jiren in the gut, sending him back. Gohan is in Ultra Instinct once again, but as Gohan looks up at Jiren, his hair turns silver as he has now accessed the same power his father did, mastered Ultra Instinct. Nappa looks up, laughing as he says Jiren is screwed now. Jiren looks angry, and he's ready to rush at Gohan, but he then feels a tap on his back. Jiren isn't sure what just happened, however it doesn't matter, as he needs to focus on the fight ahead of him. So Gohan and Jiren have a one-sided battle, Gohan having the clear advantage in the fight, even after Jiren breaks his limits. And Jiren isn't sure why, but he feels like his energy is being drained more and more during the fight. This is Paibara, using Forced Spirit Fission on the Pride Trooper, so just in case Gohan fails, Jiren should be weakened enough to be defeated. And it is a good thing he did this, since Ultra Instinct runs out once again, Gohan being heavily exhausted and injured while Jiren smacks Gohan away, nearly knocking him out of the ring, but this time, Paibara is the one to save him. Paibara then teleporting Gohan next to Nappa, and he then shares the energy he stole from Jiren between the two of them. Gohan then powering up into Super Saiyan Blue, and Nappa powering up into Super Saiyan 4. The two then fighting the weakened Jiren, and with the two fighters' power combined, they beat the Pride Trooper once and for all. Universe 7 wins the Tournament of Power, and Gohan is the MVP, so he gets a wish from the Super Dragon Balls. The Grand Priest would ask Gohan what his wish is. Gohan looking up at Super Shenron as he thinks for a moment. He then looks at Nappa beside him and Vegeta in the stands while having a tear in his eye. He wants to revive his father, that is all he wants, but he knows the other universes don't deserve to be erased because of his selfish decision. Even more tears flow from Gohan's eyes as he knows what his father would want him to wish for. Him getting even more reassurance as he feels a hand on his shoulder, and he wishes for all the universes to be revived. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then make sure to like, comment and please do subscribe. It is quick and easy to do. Also, I want to give a huge thank you to Neo Wickholm, Goku Todd and Frederick Frankenstein for becoming channel members. If you want to be shouted out at the end of a video and get other perks like the channel members here, then there is a link in the description down below to become a channel member. It greatly supports me and it helps me immensely. With all of that out of the way, I hope you guys enjoyed this bonus episode of What If Goku Was Born with God Ki.